Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay Winokur, and we're going to elaborate MSFS 2023 video by going through the DCS video that just dropped today. Some new stuff in here, a couple of surprises, and a lot of stuff that's already been announced. We're going to skip through to the first thing we see, S3 Viking. That is on the AI rework list, so that's going to be an AI aircraft. I doubt that's going to be a pilotable model. At the C-130 here, that's been looked forward to for a long time. They've been working on that for quite a while. See some of the internals at the C-130 here. There is a glass cockpit. I don't know if they're going to have different types of the C-130. Obviously, the glass cockpit is going to be more modern look, and a steam gauge one would be obviously a vintage one. You can see the F-15 from Razbam here, the F-15E Strike Eagle. The B-52, that's an AI rework as well, reworking the model. You got the F-4 from Heatblur. That has been announced for a while. I know it's been in the pipeline for a minute. So that's a pretty hyped aircraft. I'm looking forward to it. There is one of those coming for Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. But I'm most likely going to abstain from it because it's DC Designs, and I think we'll end up with a Hornet HUD in that aircraft. Quite frankly, I'd be shocked if we don't. We got the B1, the Bone. That's a AI rework as well. The model was pretty low poly, so they're reworking that. It'd be cool to have a flyable one though. Nothing new with the F-16 and the carrier. Nothing new with the Tomcat. Shout out Mover. The F4 there again. A bomb truck loadout for that with a couple of Sidewinders, it looks like. More Tomcats. Got the IDF Apache. Got a Luftwaffe F4 with a bunch of bombs. Bomb truck. The Buff again. Shout out to people that actually call it the right thing. It is not big, ugly, fat fella. It's big, ugly, fat fuck. More F4. The F4 is probably up there with the F-15 in terms of how close it is to release. Those have been teased for a while. 2023, I think, saw some delays with those aircraft for the developers. Or 2022, I should say. So it'll probably be released soon-ish. I don't know if it's on short final, but within the next couple of months, I'd say it's probably a safe bet. We've got the Sinai map here. There was an early preview video that came out about that the other day. I'm pretty excited for that. I mean, any new maps we get for DCS, I'm pretty excited for. So you can see a KC-130. I think they're going with the J. I could be wrong on that, but I want to say that they're going with the J as the one that they're showing. You got a Canadian Armed Forces model there. See, that's looking out from the bay. So here's an interesting one. Corsair. That was Other next simulations that was working on it. They got bought up by somebody, I think, or they merged with somebody. But either way, yeah, there's the Corsair. I'm really, really excited for that. Funny enough, kind of a little reenacting note. So I'm guessing this is the Marianas map that they've been working on, the World War II one. I'm guessing. So they're gonna have a modern variant of the Marianas map and a World War II variant. But funny enough, those are paratroopers, 101st Airborne guys. You wouldn't have seen those in the. Get some new infantry models, DCS. Let's get it right. Those are also GP, not GP medium. Those are GP larges. Huge tents. Really good shot of the Corsair. I really love what they've done with it. The weathering looks. That's always been one of my gripes with most of the aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Nobody weathers anything, especially the jets. They're like pristine and brand new and shiny, and I just don't. I've never seen a shiny fighter jet. Never seen it. They paint them in a shade of gray that doesn't reflect for obvious reasons. But this thing looks awesome. I love the Milviz Corsair that's in Flight Sim. Actually, flew that a little bit last night. So this is probably going to be, and we'll recap it at the end of the video, but this is going to be my number one looked forward to module. More Phantom shots. I do believe they're going to have two different Phantom variants, I think. Could be wrong on that. Here's the buff. Low pass. A couple of Swiss Hornets. London. There's London. I know that's coming for the sim. So that's a cool shot. It's going to be cool to see London. I'd really like to see an early war set with like a Mark 1 Spit and a couple of early war 109s. I think that would be cool to do some Battle of Britain stuff. Obviously, Team Fusion have done pretty decent work with the other called Cliffs of Dover. IL-2 Cliffs of Dover. I don't fly that because it's outside my wheel well with the how old the sim is and how much of a pain it is to find all the keys. But I'd love to see that. Here you can see Paris. That's coming with Normandy 2, I believe, and I think that's going to be like a $10 upgrade, something like that if you've got the maps already. I guess that's at least good. But I'd like to have seen this included in the map itself, but such is life, we deal with it. But how good does Paris look? You can see, I see 3 Tigers and 3 Panzer IVs, 4 Panzer IVs, along with a couple of trucks, a duo of half tracks. You got some 109s buzzing over. You can see some other aircraft in the distance. Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe. So here's some more shots of the Corsair. Something that I've noted. Hey, my Polish boys with the MiG-29. Something that I noticed in here, and we'll look it over as we go. I don't think there's any Japanese aircraft, which is disappointing. I think these are all German aircraft. Those look like Ju-88s to me. But with the Corsair, I was hoping we'd at least have an AI-0 or Betty or something. That's going to be disappointing for me. That's more cyanide stuff. Those are Merkavas, A10s, A4. So there's a community mod for the A4 that's supposed to be pretty good. I've not personally tried it, but there's been some rumors about that getting integrated with the sim. And I'm wondering if this is what they're teasing here that it's going to, because that would be really cool. Be a lot of use for that in this. So many countries for that. Scene again. So this is your first shot of the Kiowa. Saw that. I believe what we saw at the beginning after the Herc was actually the Kiowa cockpit too. So here's your Kiowa Warrior with a couple of Hellfires on wing. Those things are chopper's so small and those things are so huge. It's hilariously, it's just funny. So here we go with some more Corsairs. That definitely looks like Pacific, probably Marianas. You can see the U.S. fleet down here. Those look like transports. A couple of different types of transports. You got 4 of them peeling off. I'm really hyped for that. Mirage is buzzing some Tiger 2s, or Leopard 2s, I should say. So we're going to go back here. This is the Corsair shooting at a fighter. Hard to see, but that's, I mean, you can see right there, that's an FW-190. So I think we've kind of confirmed, at least right now, we're not going to have a Japanese fighter to go up against, which for me is kind of takes a little bit of the juice out of it. But we've got a pretty robust community in DCS, so I think somebody may find a way to work something. One of those fighters going in. It did look like an FW-190 going in, painted up in Japanese colors. So here's a Corsair strafing a U-boat. So I don't think we're gonna have any Japanese assets, which sucks. It really does, especially with us getting a Marianas map. I would have figured they would have had some sort of Japanese assets in some capacity, but as of now, it doesn't look like we have any at all. F4 again, there's a Mirage, which just came out 2 months ago. There's the Corsair. You can see that that's absolutely a Ju-88 that it's shooting at over a Pacific Theater map. So, yak. It's a yak. Not right up on Soviet aircraft. Don't bludgeon me to death if I got that wrong. It's either a yak or a lag. A-10 doing some work. F4 is dropping napalm, it looks like. So yeah, you can see there it's a transport shooting down a 190 in German colors. They're trying to simulate Pacific there. Little Hornets. Go back there. You can actually see now, pretty close up, that that's a German bomb. Pause it here. Yeah, that's absolutely Ju-88 getting shot down with the bailout underneath craft. A4 again. So something that I was thinking of with the A4, the one of the primary aircraft that the Argentinians used in the Falklands conflict was the A4. So you had Harriers against A4s. Obviously, we don't have the Harrier they used because the British Harrier is different than the American one, so on and so forth. But that map came out. It's not good at all, from what I understand. But I'd imagine if they're looking to try and integrate that a little better into the sim, they would probably want that A4. Sinai map again, it looks like. The Corsair coming through the fleet again. Pretty cool. Raja, Iowa, a little bit of everything there. We're getting towards the end, and we're going to start to get a few Easter eggs, a few things we kind of weren't expecting. The one thing that is missing from here that a lot of people were expecting to see is the Eurofighter Typhoon. That's being worked on. I know a lot of people were waiting to see that. Didn't. So we'll see what happens with that. But evidently, it's not in a position where it's going to be launched in 2023 if they're not teasing. So this is one that I wasn't expecting. The Chinook, or as my former colleague Brooks used to say, the shit hook. He hated that thing. When he was in service in the 80s, they were not very reliable. So you're here in Sinai map. You can tell by the Merkava in the back there. Used by the Israeli Defense Force. Much Chinooks going over. And then we're going to get one more tease at the end. One more. You think that's the only teaser because of the way it's kind of ending? No, it sure isn't. Last tease is interesting. That's a Hellcat. So I'm guessing that they're going to look to segue more into the Pacific Theater in 2023 and going forward. We've got an F6F coming. I have some theories on who this is. Flying Iron did an F6F for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it is absolutely amazing. They are currently doing an A7, which isn't in this video, an A7 II Corsair for DCS. So they're working on that module. I would not be shocked if this is them and they're going to bring that into DCS. Please, clarify that statement. A lot of people think it's really easy to move an aircraft from flight sim to DCS and vice versa. It is not. There is a whole lot of different work that needs to be done to move things between sims. So I'm fully prefacing this statement as that's my theory that it could be them, not saying it is them. They've been asked in their Discord and they haven't responded yet. They're Australian, so like the total opposite time of the day there right now. I'm recording this at about 2:45 in the afternoon standard time. So yeah, he's the Hellcat at the end. Let that go out. So the aircraft that I'm looking forward to the most. Hey, you can see all my panels. For me, Corsair number 1. Number 2, absolutely the F4 Phantom. Number 3 is probably going to be the C-130. I don't even know if I can put the F-15 at 4 because I just don't. I don't have the experience with those kind of aircraft. put the Kiowa at 4 and the F-15 at 5. But it looks like we're going to have a really good year in DCS for some high fidelity aircraft. And I hope that Corsair is really, really close. I really want to get my hands on it. Really hyped for it. Let me know in the comments what is thing you're looking forward to the most, and what's something maybe you didn't see in there that you wish you would have seen in there. I think for most right now, reactions that I'm seeing is probably the Eurofighter. So yeah, talk to you guys next time. Thanks.